welcome to today's session on understanding autism. Autism can be defined as a neurobehavioral condition which hinders social interaction and language development. It is important to note that there is no one universally accepted definition of autism. It is often referred to as a spectrum disorder, meaning that it is a disorder in which symptoms can occur in many different ways. There is no one cause for autism, and symptoms may range from mild to severe. The autism spectrum is so wide that some autistic children may not always exhibit noticeable difficulties when compared with their neurotypical peers, while other autistic children exhibit obvious differences. Thus, the diverse nature of autism makes it a bit challenging to have one universal definition. Even though those with autism display diverse characteristics, there are a few specific traits that are similar across the spectrum. For example, individuals with autism exhibit repetitive behavior, which may manifest as rocking, throwing tantrums, and biting. In addition, autistic children may behave unusually or have difficulty expressing themselves verbally or physically while attempting to cope with a particular situation. Problems with communication, social skills, and behavior are, therefore, common traits. One particular feature of autistic children is that they can have sensory differences. This means they may have difficulty understanding information connected to their senses, so they process the input in an over or under sensitive manner. These sensory differences can then impact on their overall behavior. Let me provide an example. If a child is oversensitive to sound, noise can become somewhat amplified and garbled to them. Thus, their inability to block out unwanted noises may lead to problems concentrating and focusing in class. And if children get sensory overload, they can have a meltdown, feel anxious and in pain. It is therefore important to create a safe space where children with autism can go, calm down, and then return to their everyday task of learning. One important recommendation for schools and teachers is to develop a sensory room. This can be done by developing a safe zone with special lighting, music, and equipment. This room is dedicated primarily to those who have limited social and communication skills, but can also be used for mainstream children too, who may be in need of a calming environment. It is a place where children can regulate their emotions by calming their bodies and stabilizing their feelings. If a physical or occupational therapist is employed by the school, they may accompany the child to the room and/or provide recommendations. So how does this sensory room work? The space has different therapeutic zones to promote positive reinforcement in behavior and cater for the various needs of the children. A few examples include: the room should be carpeted to reduce external sound. Shades can be added to the ceiling to soften the lighting. Each session can start with breathing exercises, followed by bouncing on a ball. Some children may use punching bags to reduce anger or frustration, as these objects tend to provide stress relief. Others might swing in order to get a sense of balance, since a swinging movement has a calming effect. The crash pad area of the room could be used for those who have a tendency to bang their heads or bump into walls. This area could be used to avoid the possibility of getting hurt. Light walls can be added so as to improve hand and eye coordination. A walking path where children straighten themselves and correct their posture could be used to enhance balance and coordination. An area where children can throw balls may also be included. This means children can pick up something heavy, throw it, and release their stress and emotions in the sensory room rather than doing so in a classroom. At the end of each session, when the children have finished with their workstations, they can lie on the floor with a special ball on top of them, which provides calming, deep pressure input. Research shows that if adjustments are made to meet these children's sensory needs, then they will be better learners as they stay on task and retain more information. The children are hopefully able to sit longer and focus better. Other recommendations for schools and teachers who may have autistic students in their class include differentiate instruction. Children with autism learn differently and their cognitive levels vary. Teachers should remember that no two individuals with autistic conditions experience it in the same way. It is important for the teacher to have an understanding of the child's symptoms in order to provide equitable support. For example, if the child struggles with handwriting, provide more writing support. If the child has a behaviour problem, focus on that more. Teachers can also promote children's social interaction in different ways, such as group work, teamwork, creative writing clubs, and getting children to complete tasks by working collaboratively. Give choices. As a teacher, try to offer a variety of choices for a child with autism to choose from. Options could be use handwriting or type on a computer, work in pairs or in groups or individually, use pictures or words or drawings, etc. Help with organisation. Help students organise their work, remind them to copy their homework and to take it home. Collaborate with parents. Stay in touch with parents through emails, apps, or written reports. Encourage participation in class. Make sure that the child feels they are in a safe space and can participate in class tasks without feeling threatened by the teacher or peers. And that brings us to the end of today's session on autism. If you would like to explore more any of the topics discussed, click on the links provided at the end of this unit. As always, remember to observe what is happening in your classes and be a reflective practitioner.